is Max Access, where Mackenzie Barwell takes you closer to members of Forge FC off the pitch on the Forge Audio Network.
Do they really love it?
I'm telling you, they watch every episode.
Are you joking?
Yeah. I don't know if they watch the ones with Bobby, but they watch all the ones with it. But that's partly because my mom's really bad with names. So she likes to just hear stories about people so that she can like relate it all.
Yo, what's your mom's name?
Katherine.
Are we recording?
She's watching.
Katherine! This one's for you, the GOAT. Thank you so much for watching. This is exactly why I want people to watch.
Yeah, my parents are big fans of this.
I love that. Sorry, also your dad.
Yes, my dad and my mom watch this.
What's his
weekly.
name?
Doug.
Doug. Also Doug,
and
shout
Katherine
out.
sitting on the couch right now watching this. So.
But that's the point, to get to know the players.
Exactly.
This is your second appearance, by the way, on Max Access.
I know. Honored. Thanks for having me back.
You seem really honored.
I'm thrilled.
Honored.
I'm
thrilled
to be here.
When I'm thinking about it, you might be right. Before this, I made him switch seats
Yeah,
because...
last time I sat on that side, there's video evidence that I sat on that side.
Yeah, we'll have to watch the film back.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you so much for joining me again.
Thanks for having me.
I've got new questions. I've got new games. Okay. For those of you who tuned into Noah and I's episode last season, he shared his passion for trivia. So, of course, I am prepped and ready with more questions.
See, that's good because last time I said, do you have any trivia questions? And it was just a straight no. And then I had to ask you trivia questions.
Yeah, and the best was, like, you didn't know the answer to any of them.
No, I did.
No, you did not.
Okay, one of them was
Who's the first prime minister or something?
Yeah, George Washington.
Was it?
Yeah, but last time we said Abraham Lincoln, and that's not true.
You said that.
That is definitely not true.
I have some, like, more relevant trivia.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to go that far back this time.
Like, relevant to me? Are you going to quiz me on my own life?
Sort of. We'll get there when we get there, okay? The first thing that I wanted to show you, it literally slipped out of my notebook, is this.
Wow.
New player cards. Have a look.
Wow.
Signature match this weekend.
Doug and Katherine are going to love this.
They will, and they can get one.
Noah Jensen signed in February 2022.
You have to read it. Read it.
Okay. Jensen played an influential role in his first two seasons, helping the club capture back-to-back titles. He's now in his third season with the club, having 9 goal contributions and becoming a dependable midfielder for the team. Wow.
Pretty good, eh?
Do you want to hear a funny story?
I would love to.
So I got player cards in university.
Yeah.
And they only had like one thing on the back of them. And mine was fun fact. It was like, if I could be any animal, it would be a shark. But everyone else was like, who their role model is.
Yeah.
What their favorite team is.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, mine was that.
What inclined you to choose that specific thing?
I don't know.
And is that still true to this day?
I'd rather be something that can fly, for sure.
Like a bird?
Yeah, but thank you for that. And it looks fantastic. Thanks to whoever made that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think content team probably did graphics. Ethan, shout out. Nico, Shannon played a big part in that. 71 appearances. What'd you say?
Said come get yours on Saturday.
Yeah, there's so many. 71 appearances, 7 goals, 2 assists.
71 appearances?
Yes.
Wow.
Time flies. Does that feel like a lot or a little?
A lot. That means at the end of the season, I'll probably be up to 80-something. Wow. Crazy. Time flies when you're having fun.
You're so monotone with things that should be more like...
I know.
What is your most memorable goal, would you say?
Goal?
You got 7.
Yeah. My first goal against Ottawa, my first professional goal, that was fun. I scored from outside the box. It was a pretty nice goal.
Sheesh.
But my most memorable goal, we played away at Ottawa. We beat them 4-0, and I scored the last goal in that game.
Just right.
It was just fun because like, it was a good team goal, and so we all like celebrated together. The bench ran all the way down to the corner.
Really?
Yeah, it was fun.
Where did you score from?
Inside the box.
Okay.
It was like
a little sneaky run.
Bekks played the ball out to Dav, and I ran it behind, and Dav played me first time, and I scored, and then everyone just ran to the corner. 4-0.
Beautiful.
Get out of there.
Goodbye, Ottawa.
Yeah.
We're going to repeat that this weekend.
I hope so.
Yep.
I sure hope so.
When would that have been, that goal?
2022, I want to say July or August.
Okay.
I feel like it was after my birthday.
Your birthday was recently, right?
Yeah, July 20th.
There you
turned
go.
25, getting up there.
Holy.
Halfway to 50, yeah.
Have you had your quarter life crisis yet?
No, but I'm thinking about buying a new car. No,
Actually, no.
Not yet. I need to score more goals for that.
Yeah, fair. Did you have a game on your birthday actually?
Yeah, that's the past. I don't even remember the first year, but the past 2 years we've been away on my birthday. So last year was in Pacific, this year was in Calgary.
Yep.
So I get to spend my birthday with my teammates.
Yep.
But we beat Pacific, so that was a good birthday present.
Okay, love it.
And then we tied Calgary, so could have been better.
Did you do anything else to celebrate?
No, I went home to see my parents after that. They cooked me some nice food. So.
Oh, what'd you have? What's the meal?
We probably ordered something. So they definitely didn't cook me nice food, but
I saw a little snippet of your speech.
it was good, wasn't it?
It was quite good, actually, and sentimental.
But yes.
I didn't realize how serious those are.
Well, it's funny because like talking in front of a group environment, even though we see each other all the day, and then in the locker room
so
it's all
formal.
funny. It gets super serious whenever one person is talking and everyone.
I don't understand it, especially when it comes to birthdays. Like, it's your birthday. Why do you have the pressure of like performing?
I don't know. Like last year when I was doing my speech, I like cracked a joke and nobody laughed because it was so serious. And
That's
I was
what
like,
I'm saying. Everybody gets so stoic and
Yeah,
stuff, and people
yeah.
like you or Malik, for example, I see videos making these speeches, and I'm like, what is going
Yeah.
on?
It does get quite sentimental, but I do also
For a
think
good cause. I'm
that's
not trying to
There's a little bit of a
discredit.
nerve factor for some people too. So some people get up to speak and they just crumble.
Now, this is what I wanted to ask you about,
Okay.
because I think we've talked about this briefly before. Was it Chris who had a bit of a stage fright incident?
Multiple. Oh no. So Chris had a stage fright incident with I forget her name now. The girl who came in to do the interviews, the young one.
Oh, yes. Shoot, don't
I saw
close
her
my
in
name.
Calgary too.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I feel
Sadie.
so bad. Yeah, Sadie. Absolute goat. Sadie, you're the goat.
Shout out.
But yeah, Chris didn't know how to act in front of her.
I witnessed that firsthand because Sadie killed it. Her
I know.
questions, so
She
good.
was
Her intro,
unbelievable.
phenomenal.
Chris just wasn't helping.
I
And
think
then,
she said, what was your favorite color? Orange.
but yeah, in Costa Rica 2 years ago, we did some like performances,
Mm-hmm.
and he just froze.
Oh, yes.
And-
Okay,
But
so
it was funny. It was only the rookies that had to do the performances, and Chris was it wasn't Chris's first year, but he was somehow in the performances.
maybe he hadn't done it the previous year?
Yeah, something like that.
So
But yeah,
is that
that's
the context
If you
of
were
it?
to ask anyone on the team about a memorable moment, like a Forge FC iconic moment, it's that. It's watching Chris freeze.
So, like, what's the goal there? What is the performance that he had to do that he didn't
it's
go
just
through
to
with?
impersonate a coach. So it's tough.
That's kind of tough.
It's scary because the coaches are watching. So,
Bro, you're suing Chris, right? Like, do they all...
well, he didn't do an impersonation, so I can't say if it's good or bad. He just didn't do one.
Okay, so it was him and a couple other guys that had to do it?
Yeah, Miles did one of Eddie. That was good.
Oh, he would be.
Yeah.
He would have been good there. Yeah.
The other ones weren't as good. Someone did like I think it was Jordan just stepped in and did an impersonation of Kit. It was funny. But yeah, I think Miles.
That's kind of a
was the
scary place to be in, though.
Oh yeah, we had a circle of chairs. Everyone was sitting around, and one person was in the middle doing some acting.
And so Chris-
talk about nerves. That's That's
fair
a
enough.
real nervous moment. You know who doesn't
Poor
like it
guy.
the most is Malcolm. If you ask Malcolm about it, Malcolm will
Really?
tell you his true feelings. Yeah.
He just doesn't like being put in those
No,
kinds of situations.
like the secondhand embarrassment that Malcolm experienced on that day is unmatched.
Oh, he didn't like watching it either.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think he might have been a part of that conversation with you and I, and he kind of winced at the memory.
Yeah, don't remind him.
Okay. Well, going back to your birthday,
Okay.
if you could choose a ideal dessert, would it be a cake or something else?
The dessert that I like the most is creme brulee. I love creme brulee.
That
my
is so
That's
random.
my favorite. If I go to any restaurant that has it, I'll get it every single time.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind? Are there
Just basic.
flavors?
There are some flavors, but I just like it original.
Straight up creme brulee.
I tried making it before though. It turned out like scrambled eggs. It was so bad. It was so bad.
Have you been whipping anything else up now that you're living on your
I
own in
started
your new
making
chef kitchen?
like curry.
Oh, pretty good.
Pretty good. I'm not gonna toot my own horn.
Is this like a recipe that you follow, or are you just freestyling?
So the first one that I made, I bought like there's a President's Choice bottle of it.
Wait, I think I've tried that.
Green curry. Yeah,
Yes.
Fire.
So fire. I
And
have
then
that
liked
in my
that
fridge.
so much, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to make my own. So I bought
That's
some like,
better
curry paste
because I
and-
find that one is sorry to completely
it's
talking
okay.
over
I
you.
was just gonna give you the recipe.
No, that kind, the President's Choice one,
Yeah.
too thick.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Do you know what I mean?
Because then
That
when you
sounds
start cooking it starts getting really, really thick.
Not that anybody really cares.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the recipe for yours?
I just have to buy some good curry paste.
Okay.
Some fresh ingredients like ginger, garlic. I think a little bit of fish sauce makes it taste better. And then some vegetables that will absorb a little bit of the liquid. So I like zucchini. Broccoli's a good one. And mushrooms is also a good one.
So that's the go-to.
Yeah. And then I always use chicken thighs, not chicken breast.
Normalize chicken thighs over chicken breasts.
Yeah.
So much better. Like I am very passionate about this because I just discovered them.
Oh my gosh. But I'm glad you discovered them. They are life-changing.
Yeah. Your parents will be happy to know that you're cooking yourself healthy and nutritious
meals. I'm
meals.
whipping up a great meal every single day.
So for context, I think in our last episode we talked about how you were living with a bunch of your teammates. Mm-hmm. Now you have your own spot, Bayfront, lone wolf, going on your morning Bayfront walks. How has that been?
Fantastic.
You love it, eh?
So great. I get so much time for activities. But I love going out for walks, and so being by the park is fun. I also like all the food on James Street, all the cafes, all the food. It's my spot.
So apparently you have a discount for coffee at essentially every location in Hamilton.
Yeah, I get recognized.
Confirm or deny?
I get recognized everywhere. But the place that I get the most free coffee is at Starbucks in Dundas.
Okay, heard it here first.
But yeah, Williams Cafe on Pier 8, Bayfront Park. That's my spot.
Noted. How old would you have been when you joined Forge?
22.
Prior to that, you were with Sigma.
Yeah.
At what point during that point in your career do you remember thinking, okay, Forge is the goal or the natural next step?
Took a long time. I honestly didn't think I'd be playing at Forge until I was done playing at school.
Really?
Yeah, so really crazy story is that going into my senior year of school, I had the best season of my life, best 2 seasons of my life, my second to last of my last year. Played fantastic. I was supposed to go in the MLS draft, and then 2 days before, my agent called me. He's like, yeah, you're not able to be qualified or whatever to be taken. I wasn't eligible, that's the word. Wasn't eligible to be taken in the draft. And we had kind of been banking on the opportunities based off of that. But
what
to be fair, it opened this
ineligible?
door. So before COVID, usually they have the season and then the draft. But when COVID happened, they had the draft before the season. And that was before I had like a really great season at school. But like in basketball and football, you put your own name in the draft. But for soccer, you don't. Teams put your name in for you. So they put my name for me. I didn't really know what the whole process was like. So I went undrafted, didn't expect to be drafted. And then we got to the end of my season when I played out of my shoes, just thinking that everything was going to be fine. And then 2 days before, I wasn't on the list. But yeah, it opened up a door to come here. Right when it happened, Forge was still playing in the Champions League. They played against Montagua here, so I got to come watch the game, speak with Costa at the time, with Bobby a little bit. And funny enough, that day before the game, Bekks called me, and I had a conversation with him for like 30 minutes, 2 hours before the game, and he was just talking to me about everything that was going on. So that was very nice. Kind of gave me a little bit of perspective, and then 1 month later, 1.5 months later, I was here.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Bekks just called you to share what his experience is like.
Well, because he had been through
team.
that. Like at that point, that was when I was getting invited to the MLS Combine, getting ready for the draft, and so Bekks had already been through all of that, and he was just kind of giving me his 2 cents, what it was like for him, and then what the next steps for me going into my professional career were going to be. So it was nice to hear his perspective and just kind of have some guidance from someone who had been through it. Because me being from a small school, not a lot of guys that I had played with had gone on to play at a higher level. So I didn't really have someone like that in my life to show me the ropes. And
I feel like that would have been so, I guess, helpful is the only word
it was really,
for it. Because
it was really calming too, because it's
put you
it's
at
really
ease,
stressful.
right?
It's a really stressful
especially
time.
when you're in that situation where for so long you thought your path was pretty clear cut, especially playing as well as you had.
Yeah.
And then for it to be kind of thrown off the rails, you need someone to kind of bring you back down to earth and say, hey, I went through this too.
Yeah. And then the crazy part was the draft and preseason starting here was only like 2 weeks apart. So Ford just had no clue that I was going to be like available after the whole draft situation had happened.
What?
So they had already signed players. Like that was when Abu had come in. And so like I wasn't really on the cards to come and play here. But then I came here in preseason and I did well for a couple weeks, and then they brought me on, and then that's when I made my debut at the Azteca a couple weeks later. So.
And there it is,
Yeah.
the story of Noah Jensen with
Yeah.
Forge FC. How did you initially make the transition to Forge? How did you find out about it prior to Bekks just calling you?
When I was at Sigma, it was a little bit in the works. I remember a lot of guys here were playing at Sigma because they knew the next year was coming about.
Yeah.
So, like Borges, Dom, Tristan Henry. And then once I saw it, first of all, I saw like the idea of the league, and that was amazing because the whole time I was in school, I was like, oh, you got to stay and play in the U.S. You have to find a way to get into the draft or play in USL, something like that. And then there was Forge, and Bobby became the coach of Forge, and there was that connection that he knew me from Sigma. And so in 2019, I got the opportunity to come in here and train a couple times, see what a professional environment was like, and play with men, essentially. Like, because playing in school, you're playing with guys a lot of your own age.
Yeah.
And so coming here was a good experience to play with guys who had been at a high level before.
That is so cool.
Taught me a lot.
Yeah.
Especially going back to school, I learned a significant amount that at the time I didn't see it, but it helped me significantly when I went back to school to play.
Having your experience here and then going back there.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to ask you about school too, but I think...
What about school?
Well, how are you better able to balance it now that you're not living with 5 other guys? Do you find morning, train, afternoon, grind?
My schedule is so regimented now that I live on my own.
You would have the most like hour by hour. You definitely do.
Okay, I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
So I wake up, I take a cold shower, which is terrible.
Are you serious?
But it makes everything else in the day easier. That's my thought.
How cold? Like ice tub
you know when
cold?
you turn on the shower, you just put it like this, the coldest it can be. Yeah.
Do you do the Wim Hof breathing while you're in there? Yeah, you definitely do.
No, I don't. Eddie talks about that all the time. I don't subscribe to that. And then I pop my headphones in when I like get out of the shower, get ready, whatever. Listen to a podcast while I'm making breakfast. Finish breakfast, brush my teeth, leave.
Are you making something kind of extravagant in the morning?
No, usually I either have overnight oats and then like some toast. Or
making breakfast, just getting the overnight oats from the fridge.
I alternate so that it's not the same. It's like eggs and something else, and then overnight oats.
Okay.
And then podcast in my ears.
Max access
while I'm driving. Still
morning.
Not max access. Get to the stadium and then I do whatever I do here, and then I go home and then I'm able to walk to a cafe and do my homework.
Wow.
Like right away. And I love it.
No pause.
No, because walking from my place to wherever I go, like, rejuvenizes
that's the break.
me.
That's
living on my own has helped me, like, schedule everything. Not schedule everything, but I just live my life more.
Yeah, because you're the only one. You don't have to rely on anyone else. You're in full control. Yeah. Okay, well, Noah, before we wrap up, let's do our little trivia round here.
Okay.
As I said before, we're not going to do anything too history related. I made them all Forge.
Okay, that's good. I'm good at Forge trivia.
Really?
And CPL
okay,
trivia.
but don't be fooled. Like, some questions are prior to your arrival.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, very confident. I'm excited for this one particular question. Okay, first one. First goal or first team Forge ever scored against?
York. It was Cadell, 78th minute.
Whoa, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't do that much.
Here.
Okay.
Yeah, Ryan Telfer scored the goal for York, though.
It was 1-1. Okay, we're doing pretty good. Hot start. Okay, this one's going to be easy, but I'm just going to give it to you. Yeah. Who scored the winning goal of the CPL Championship 2019?
2019? Dav. Assisted by Cisse.
Okay. How many goals were scored in the inaugural season combined with the regular season and playoffs? I have 3 options for you. 35, 49, 60.
Like from Forge?
Yeah.
20 games, 35 is too low. I'd say B.
Shoot.
What is it, 45?
Yeah. I went too far on the extremes.
I thought it was going to be every team combined, and I was
my gosh,
say that's
imagine.
Outrageous.
No. List as many former Forge FC digital hosts that you can recall.
Digital? Mm-hmm. Just Anthony Urcioli. Who was before him?
I have
Louis?
2.
B?
Mm-hmm. I have one more in mind. She worked with Anthony.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jessica Lisi.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Okay.
Sorry, Jessica.
Sorry, Jess. That's okay. I don't think she was here every day, so you did pretty good with that one.
Yeah.
However, there are some other personalities on the audio network this year. Can you name all of those?
Bobby? Mm-hmm. Bekks? Mitch?
Yeah. Okay. Just confirming. Which player on your team has a knack for baking?
Dom.
Yep. In what year did Forge concede their first game having led at any point?
This year.
Yep. I gave you that.
That was good because in the interview you told me about
I
that.
did. So if you didn't get that one right, I would have been mad because I gave you that stat.
Yeah, you gave me the alley-oop.
I did. I laid it up for you on a
needed to dunk
silver
it.
platter in an interview. So good. Okay. Longest unbeaten streak in the CPL for Forge. 11 games, 7, or 13?
13 games.
Incorrect. Let's go.
I think in all competitions in 2019, though, they had a crazy unbeaten streak.
I have 11 here.
Yeah.
Apparently, well, that's just what Wikipedia
in all
says.
competitions, I think they had something like it was 15 or higher. I want to say, yeah,
Really?
yeah, like including the CONCACAF games. But
Okay, but I did preface that question by saying the CPL season, so let's not backpedal there.
Okay, who scored the first goal in last year's semifinals against Calgary for us?
Really, that's a good one. Okay, hold on.
It's kind of a trick question.
Let me lock in. Why is it a trick question?
You'll find out.
Last year's semifinal.
Against Calgary, won 2-1 away.
Was it an own goal?
Cofield. Yeah. Good job.
Oh, no, I'm glad that. What happened? I don't remember.
It was a corner. Bekks whipped it in, and one of their defenders turned their back, and
Oh,
the keeper
yeah.
punched it off his back.
Oh, yeah.
And Ali celebrated.
Oh, yes. Okay, it's all coming back to me now. Listen, Noah, thank you so much. I feel as though I kind of fumbled the bag again with the trivia.
No, that was good. That was a good prep.
More to come.
Yeah.
It was almost a warm-up for the next
Your
episode.
page looked a little bit scrambled.
It did.
But it's
You know,
okay.
as the interviewee, you're actually not supposed to look at the notes on there. This is for you.
Thank you.
Player card, signature match.
Nice. Keep eating chicken thighs.
Yeah, those are pretty much the main takeaways from
Yep.
this episode. Thank
Come
you so
get
much
yours
for
on
joining me.
Saturday. See ya.
Thanks for listening to Max Access on the Forge Audio Network. If you like what you heard, please like, follow, subscribe, comment, and share.